latest news.
कई फिल्मों का निर्देशन करने वाले मशहूर निर्देशक रामगोपाल वर्मा मुंबई अंडरवर्ल्ड को दुनिया को सामने लाने की तैयारी में है। वेब सीरीज के जरिए गन एंड थाई से, जिसमें अंडरवर्ल्ड और डी कंपनी से जुड़ी वह बातें बताएंगे जो किसी कारण के से फिल्मों के जरिए नहीं बता पाए। सीरीज का ट्रेलर रिलीज हो चुका है, जिसकी 4 सीरीज होंगी और हर सीरीज में 10 एपिसोड होंगे। सीरीज के ट्रेलर में बैठ के काफी बोल्ड सीन दिखाए गए हैं, साथ ही इसमें गालियों का भंडार है।
You're actually telling one person at a time, and he's only coming there if he's interested in subject matter. He also is aware of what he's going to see. So I think nothing will be lost in translation in terms of how effectively I can tell. So I know so much about language. And even if you look at the language or certain imagery, which is like a part and thing, when you see a foreign film or something, you won't feel it as long as it is coming in a context. But trying to hide it or trying to water it down, I think it is doing injustice to the aspect of what it is supposed to be. But see, for example, first time one saw in India was in Bandit 2, which I got made some 24 years back. But you know it is coming in a context. It's not meant for a certain reason. First time you heard Explosives in Satya, which came in 1999 or 1998. Even there, the word and the language and images, I think, are an intrinsic part of the world. That is what my so, I would say that when I met actors or actresses, the kind of certain names which are required, when I told them my intention, I told them what exactly it means, and hold the word. First of all, web series is a digital world. It is not bound by games. It's not like it is being seen only by people in this region. The digital world is separate world, it's not going to go. I can watch Narcos, which is being made in Colombia, and subtitle version. People in South Indian villages are watching Narcos. So I think when you come to digital web series, you should not think in terms of cinema or a certain group or certain region or a certain kind of people watching. I mean, you might have 5 people watch, 500 people watch it in Colombia, you might only have 10 people watch in Bangalore, for example. They were convinced with my sincerity and my logic, and they trusted me for how I will do. One is, I don't know if Underworld is relevant today as much as I think it pretty much lost its height in 2005, I think. That's around 10 years back, 10 years back. But the point is, when you're telling a story, I don't think it's about whether it is happening now or happening. Like in the 1920s is when the mafia started. And that was just a revolution time. And pretty much by 1950s it got over. And Godfather was made in the early 70s, 1973. So I think any time you see a story, it is eventually the characters and the situation. There is a genre. Mafia is a crime genre. We all understand, like even Satya, when people said, how does Ramin know so? He really knows them, portray them, heals them. But who did anyone need an answer? How do they know it is real? They're connecting to the emotions which seem real, which is the reason it looks real. The pretty much same thing stands for it. Like in the voiceover it explains. Why was there escalated criminal activity happening between 1995 because after the breakup of the D company, a lot of other gangs were trying to fight. You can understand. It's like a company breaks up, all the competitors will try to corner the market. Exactly the same thing which will happen in the underworld. So that will create situations, it will create characters, it will create interrelationships which you normally never see otherwise all the time. I'd say to start with, first of all, I think it's a misconception. People think that there is an excess between the underworld and Bollywood. So there are 2 reasons. Underworld never put money, which is a misconception. The underworld also has to put money. Why is the underworld? It's the purpose. Most of the time, either they use it for publicity, and they used to get a high to scare who we think are stars, filmmakers. And the third thing is they used to help friends by making a phone call, things like that. But pretty much the underworld at that time was in a mood of being in the news. They were just very publicity crazy at that time. apart from other reasons. We want to have a very heightened sense of reality where I believe that if known actors are there, it will look like you're seeing a person perform because you know the person, you have seen that person in other films or whatever. But if it's an unknown actor, I think you take him like a character, which is what worked in Satya also. Imagine if I have any new faces in Satya, I don't think it will look the same.
Without being told to such an extent that they are bulldozed to get off the social media.
See, I think social media is just noise. I really don't think it should be. First of all, to take it seriously, I think is wrong. Because eventually it is a democracy and everyone has the right to speak by the constitution. And social media just allows you to shout. But whether someone wants to take the shout seriously or they have the choice to block it, they have the choice not to follow. So I think to take the social media seriously, I think is a mistake. I think it's like graffiti on walls. If you look at it, the power and sex are the two most primarily motivating factors by nature. I'm talking about, right? Even if you without the social advancement and the religion or morality or the social standards, for all this coming, which make a society, the primary motivating factors for anything are power and sex. So the moment there are people in power